Welcome, 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 welcome to the spirituality of cancer. This is Mercedes Warwick. The topic is food. I am going through a shift in food, and I was really wanting to sort of ask you, what shifts have you gone through in food choices? With estrogen responsive, positive, ER positive breast cancer, it's been really interesting because some of the things that you think you could eat and that would be good for you stimulate estrogen production and can be not good. It's not just good for us. So I was wondering the other day, wandering through the dietary choices that I have made over time, and to put some spirituality to that, it's really interesting because a lot of times I have literally been in my contemplation and I will get a taste for, one time it was cheddar cheese. There's this white raw cheddar cheese and I was having some digestive issues, and come to find out that there was some enzyme or something in the cheese that actually helped me get over that particular point in time. One time I was told to pray into my water. I now drink holy water. I have a bottle here. I take my bottle of water, and I usually take this green glass, is very green, is a heart-centered color, and I fill up my bottle with water, and then I put my hands like so and like so, and then I pray the Lord's Prayer into the water. And I imagine this water is the healing flow of life going into my body, and I pray the Lord's Prayer into my body. I have used this as treatment water at times for various things. I've placed it on various parts of my body and imagined the water just being the healing elixir of life itself. And so it becomes, drinking the water becomes a ritual, right? There was another time, right? Oh, I tell you about right now. Right now what's happening, and I haven't looked it up. I think there's beta glucan in oatmeal. I have been eating oatmeal. I cannot get enough oatmeal. I eat oatmeal almost every day now. This has been going on for 8 weeks, and I haven't gained any weight. I'm eating twice a day. First time since my diagnosis that I'm actually able to consume food in a very healthy way. No stomach or digestive issues. All of that's been worked through, and I now I'm eating oatmeal for some reason. So I always recommend that you go into what I call spiritual inquiry and discernment, because 9 times out of 10, mushrooms was another one. Couldn't get enough mushrooms. And then come to find out mushrooms were very healthy, and I did some research. That's the inquiry. You get the hit, and then you do the inquiry, right? So when I got the hit about the mushrooms, I had a friend who was a chiropractor who actually was taking mushroom supplements, and I had to be careful because there was soy in the mushroom supplements. I consequently found one that did not have soy. I know there's some pros and cons about soy. I've chosen to take soy out of my diet. And so I found one that does not have soy in it, and I take mushroom supplements. I got the hit. I got the taste for it. And so what I'm finding in my personal journey is that when my body starts craving something, now sugar was an interesting one, because obviously you wouldn't want to go start eating lollipops or you get this craving for sugar. But what my guidance was telling me when I sat in inquiry, what started popping up was my body didn't have enough fuel. So it needed to have the energetic fuel, but not the consequences of eating sugar. And so I began to research sugar, and at certain times I put some more honey in my diet. Sometimes I take some maple syrup, and those have had lesser, and please, 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 I'm not going out saying use maple syrup instead of sugar. What I'm saying is this is my personal research, my personal discernment, And what the point is that when you get a taste for something, it's probably your body asking for that thing. And finally, when I first started in October of 2017, and when I got home after the trips to the hospital and the residential care and everything, I was on this vegetable soup. I was too weak to cook. I taught my sister how to make this soup, and we would literally fill up my freezer with vegetable soup. And then we did some grocery shopping. I had some things that I could, like avocados that I just slice open and add to the soup, or easy things. You get the drift. But this soup was like the most nourishing thing. And so even though I was so weak and I couldn't stand up to cook myself, I was still able to get some nourishment into my body. And we started with, I actually didn't do smoothies too much until the middle. Until another section of this journey, right? I didn't do a lot of smoothies. I didn't want the cold. I didn't, you put frozen fruit and things like that. And so it would have to be, I didn't like the texture of a room temperature smoothie. I liked mine sort of like a milkshake. And so I didn't do smoothies. I did more juicing. So your body is going to be, this is part of the spiritual communication that your body is saying, this is the nourishment that I need. And so the food and the way you intake the food prayerfully, praying into the food, taking your water bottle and praying into the food, rubbing your hands together, placing the prayer into your hands. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thank you for this food that I'm about to eat, the nourishment that is about to support me in my journey. Thank you for the resource to bring the food to my table, and thank you for my body for taking it all in with love and joy and healing. Thank you for my cells, my body. Thank you for the elixir of life that flows through me as I eat this food and extract the nourishment. And thank you for the circulation that allows me to take what is good and allow the rest to be removed easily, gently, and gracefully. May this be my life. Amen, amen, amen. You take your hand, you pray into your food, and you take your hands and you place them over your food and put that energy of love, that communion with self. When I say in the Sacred Key community, when I say that this becomes a ministry of self-care, food is one of the biggest ministries that can really support and supplement our well-being and our feeling well. I don't fight cancer, but I certainly do manage it. And one of the things that I have been very particular about is how I consume my food prayerfully with nourishing thoughts. How I prepare the food with reverence to every ounce of energy, reverence for every hand that touched that food in order to bring it into my home and onto my plate. And they're also saying, even as you chew the food, not just gulping it down, but really savoring it and enjoying it. And there's some times when the food gets pretty bland, because that's what you can take, chicken broth or I keep going back to soup because that was my thing. But I had to go away from salads, which was one of my mainstays for a while, because I just couldn't digest it without having a lot of pain, So how we digest our food, the way we prepare our food, being prayerful in the way that we present the food, and really enjoying it. Really enjoying whatever it is that you can eat in this moment. Enjoy it. Okay? Food is such a big aspect of our healing. Nourishment is such a big aspect. It's a divine ministry. Namaste. May you know the divine intimately. Blessings be unto you.